Hey there, campers. While you get nice and cozy around the fire, I just want to warn you, we are not experts. What we are two people with microphones who love to research and discuss cryptid creatures, and the occasional scary woman who can eat our souls. So if you are currently being attacked by a chupacabra or a jackalope, call somebody else. Also, this show isn't for kids, so if you're a kid listening, please give your iPad back to your parents.
Hey campers, my name is Kimmy and I'm here with my co-host Ryan.
Well, howdy ho, everybody. Welcome back to Aloreing, our folklore podcast where we tell you the history and stories of different legends and lore from all around the world or states.
Oh, and that's right. This time around, these parts, we are doing something a little different. We have heard your requests, we have heard your cries, we have heard
The
the
please, really.
pigeons.
Yeah.
The Mothman carriers have come in from the mountains with their little notes asking for us to do more locational lore. There are so many state lore and legends where we can't do a whole episode about them. But, if you throw them all into one episode, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of counts, right?
Balances out.
So, we're going to start doing this in rotation with our current episodes. So, if you guys have the state you are in that brings you joy, or a state you grew up in and you have creatures in there, even if it's just like a paragraph you know about it, send it to us and we will start building those out for future episodes. Um, Before we get into it, we'll do what we find alluring. Fun thing is, even though we have better mics, I do sound nasally today, so that is free ASMR for those
Yeah.
people who do it. You are welcome.
And that's also balance, you know?
So perfectly balanced as
Mm-hmm.
everything should be. So I'll start by asking Ryan, what did you find so alluring this week?
About 2 weeks before we uh recorded this, the third book of the Fourth Wing series came out called Onyx Storm, and I finished it 4 hours ago. And yeah, thank you. It was good. It was solid. um
Actually, I'll do this sound effect for you.
yeah, I will not spoil anything on this episode just in case. Was that a bonk?
Yeah, that was the horny
It is
bong.
not that bad. It is. It's like 99% cool dragons and stuff, and then that other
Okay.
1%, it's just a little benefit.
Okay.
It's
If
solid
if you
though.
say so.
For all my book talk girlies out there, it was good. Go read it. And I'd also like to give condolences for the two years we're gonna have to wait for that ending, but here we are.
Ryan, I hope more than anything this is how you get a girl, is through book talk
Book
by
talk.
reading this book.
Yeah. Just Onyx Storm. No, it was crazy. You haven't read any of them, right?
Um, I think I tried like reading it a while ago, and I don't know if it was just timing or I was stressed, but I couldn't really get into it. So maybe I just gotta like try again.
Yeah, I think you
That
should. I told
uh
Bryce we should do that on his podcast, but he doesn't want to do a book, and I was like, oh, okay.
come on.
Yeah,
It's going to
it's
turn
like,
into
what,
a
coward.
movie or TV show
Yeah,
eventually.
eventually. Then I'll be on.
Yeah, see, it's
Yeah.
gonna happen soon
Yeah.
enough. Just get ahead of the curve. He's read it.
Yeah. And Kimmy, what did you find alluring this lovely week besides being sick?
Oh man, when am I not sick? I feel like
Yeah.
with the chaos and fires of everything engulfing around us,
Mm-hmm.
being a blue city in a red state is very, very beautiful right now, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. That's super fun. Um, I'm trying to think what is alluring right now.
There's the show thing you were telling me about.
Ooh, see, okay, you were right. There is a lot of alluring things in motion that we
Mm-hmm.
can't quite discuss
Yeah.
at this moment
Yeah.
in time, which is very frustrating for me. Like, I can tell Ryan about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you guys about it, which I can tell our Patreons about
Yeah.
it a little bit.
Your alarm thing could be, I'm probably going to be flying out there in the near future for a thing that's happening that's pretty cool.
Yes. It may involve liquor. It may involve art. It may
Mm-hmm.
involve beautiful still like artists,
Uh-huh.
and it may involve like an art show and drawings. So, please stay tuned and follow us on social media. That could be a really great alluring thing. I made so many cryptid candles besides the
Yeah.
thing at my parents' house. So many. Um, so we will be having a new shop drop of those.
Woo.
The formula has changed a little because I always say I won't make them, and then sometimes I just feel like making them, and I'll make 20, and then I won't make it for a year. So
Mm-hmm.
keep an eye out for
And they
those.
always
'Cause
smell so good.
yeah,
Like,
I'm excited to send them to you. I made you like an alien
oh,
one.
sweet.
It smells like rosemary and pine, and I think it was like sao and sage or something
Okay,
like
okay,
that.
okay. Yeah,
Little fancy. We
yeah.
got like it's like a coconut apricot wax, so it doesn't have like paraffins in it. It's super
Oh,
nice.
nice. Okay.
Bougie wax. I'm super excited for it. So that will be my alluring thing for today.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I'm trying to
Speaking
think.
of no paraffins and I
Oh
have no
no,
idea.
we got a lot of that in there.
Speaking of bougie people,
Speaking of a blue dot and a red
yeah,
straight,
there we go.
let's
Yeah.
get into this week's episode topic. Um, we will cue those campfire sounds.
All right, everyone. We are heading to the state known for red rocks, snow-topped canyons and mountains, and its absolutely baffling obsession with soda shops, which I get it. But past all the corner pop shops and churches with cult followings, there are some cryptids known to lurk within the stunning outdoor scenery. Of course, if you run into one of these, you may not be able to forget about it by drinking anything stronger than a root beer in certain towns. But you will have a memorable story. All right, guess the state. Lock in now.
Vote now.
Yep, if you didn't see it in the title, and take it away, Kimmy.
Woo! So this week we will be heading to my current state. If I haven't talked about it enough, if you guys haven't guessed by now, if you haven't been listening for the last 2 years, I don't know where you've been at, or the last 4 years for those OGs. Um, we will be heading to Utah, uh, and we'll be talking about not just two, but three local legends. So, past the weird liquor laws, savior complex, and cult like following for soda, Utah is a very beautiful outdoor playground filled with a great collection of some peculiar cryptids that are known to lurk in both the Rocky Mountains and the Great Salt Lake.
So, not to
So,
go off subject before we even start, but soda shops are goated, and I'm going to stand by that. When I lived in
100%.
Utah, I was across the street from one. And let me
Yep.
tell you, the convenience.
Yep.
You just go there. It's like cheaper than going to a gas station. That's all I'm saying.
No, I have no hate to it.
Yeah.
I
There is
get
a
it.
cult like following though.
I have a phone number for each one.
The really popular one, Swig, opened a location in Vegas, and the
Oh
line
no.
was like wrapped around like a
Yeah.
Walmart parking lot.
Do you
It
remember
was
the one by
crazy.
the university
Yeah, that's
we
the one
used
I
to
was
go to?
across from. Yeah.
Always popping.
Insane. Yeah.
Insane.
Man, it felt like I was living in like a different time period whenever I'd go to the soda shop. Those were the
No.
days.
Listen, and once they put the sparkling water
Yeah, game
mixers
over.
on the menu,
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
It was over for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Anyway.
There's bright sides.
There is.
Again, there's always something alluring.
Dirty Dr.
Right.
Pepper. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dirty Dr. Pepper, my man. So The first creature we will be discussing today is the North Shore Monster.
Ah.
So, what is the origins? Well, though we don't know how long this creature has been living in the Great Salt Lake, we can go back to the first possible recorded encounter with this creature, which took place in the 1840s, when a man by the name of Brother Bainbridge reported seeing a creature with a dolphin like body in the lake near Antelope Island. A few years later, on April 19th, 1848, the official of the LDS Church, referred to as Brother Kimball, reported seeing a large porpoise.
Porpoise.
Porpoise. I don't know why I can't say it. Porpoise. A few years later, on April 19th, 1848, an official of the LDS Church, referred to as Brother Kimball, reported seeing a large porpoise in the lake.
We got there.
At first, I'm not going to tell you guys how many times I had to record that one, because you guys will hear the edited version. Anyway, at first, these sightings led to Antelope Island. You know, quick tangent. I love the people that watch us on YouTube because sometimes they will see a little weird cut
Yeah.
of the
It's like,
clip.
man, I wonder what happened there.
I need you to know it's probably me mispronouncing a word several times and Ryan
It's fine.
laughing
It happens.
at me.
It happens to the best of us. I know I say
So-
stuff wrong.
Yeah. So if you guys ever see like a little weird jolt, that's what that is.
Like right here.
God damn it, Ryan. I try so hard. So anyway, at first, these sightings led to Antelope Island initially being named, God damn it,
Porpoise Island.
Porpoise Island. But as soon as people realized that there may be a type of beast that has found its home under the salty water.
I'm really sad that they renamed it to Porpoise Island because I was going to make the joke Antelope Island, more like Porpoise Island, but then you kind of immediately killed it.
I'm sorry, do you want me to go back?
No, it's fine.
Do you-
That's
Do you want,
that's
we
what
can
it's
pretend to
called.
cut it?
I'm
right
just going
now?
to say it
Like-
anyway. Antelope Island, more like Porpoise Island. Am I right, guys?
Wait.
That was a little uncalled for.
I knew that would have been a good choice of a sound effect. I want you to know that's the first sound effect I downloaded when you gave me the soundboard.
Oh,
So thank you.
huh.
Thank you for that.
Well,
Are you happy you gave me the soundboard? Was that a good
a
decision?
little less now.
So, the most famous sighting that confirmed that this wasn't a normal porpoise, but something more monstrous, took place in 1877 at Barnes & Co. Salt Works Company, and ever since then, the North Shore monster continued to reappear every few centuries. It seemed just when people forgot about this nautical menace, it would reappear, scare a few people, and then sulk back into the salty blues to hide for another few years. To this day, sightings of the North Shore monster hardly ever happen, and when they do, it's only at dusk, and this legend has become more of a spooky local lore as a cautionary tale to stay away from the shore at night, or risk being chased up the hill by some type of mutated sea creature. So now, I'm going to hand it over to Ryan to tell us about the North Shore monster sightings.
All right. So we're gonna be jumping around here in years a little bit, but so we're gonna go all the way back to 1877. The Salt Lake was still salty. The probably slightly less polluted. The birds were chirping. So July 8th, around dusk, J.H. McNeil and several other workers of the Barnes & Co. Salt Works Company were collecting salt on the Great Salt Lake, as one does, when they encountered a creature they'd never forget. While working on the North Shore, the employees noticed something bubbling from the waters. When they turned to the lake, an enormous beast around 75 feet long. See, that's a beast. Letting out a loud bellow and began to charge at them. All the workers quickly ran up the hill into the mountains, hiding overnight and refusing to go back down. That's impressive. Those are some steep mountains. It wasn't until later the next day that the workers came back down to the shore to see that the monster had disappeared, and all that was left was some large overturned boulders and disturbed ground along the shoreline. Quickly after this encounter, McNeil signed an affidavit attesting to the sighting, and the story was published in the Corney Record and later in the Salt Lake Herald Republican and Deseret News. Many believed that this was just some overworked men experiencing heat stroke, and the Deseret News mocked McNeil and the workers, saying that the report should be taken with a few grains of salt. Good job, Deseret. Honestly, that's a good one.
Yeah,
good job, guys.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
A lot of things I don't like about that news report, but they can have that one.
Yeah. All right. We're fast forwarding. Get in the time machine with me, everybody. We're going to 2023. A couple of hunters were out on Stansbury Island when they suddenly chased into a small cave by something that appeared to be a half crocodile, half horse creature with bat wings. The hunters watched as the creature then turned away from the cave and went back over to Stansbury Island with a wingspan of over 100 feet. It's getting bigger. Terrified, the hunters refused to leave the cave and watched as the monsters flew back, carrying an entire cow in its mouth. It then proceeded to chomp on it like a dog to a new bone, and the hunters hid in terror overnight. The next day, once they felt the monster was gone, they went to the park ranger, Holly Miner, and told her of their encounter. Holly reported the incident to Fox 13 News and said the following: "So many people have reported something similar out here. Half reptile, half mammal, chasing things, taking entire cows into the lake, taking an entire horse. Could there be something to it?"
Now, here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
If you were working there, how many of these reports would you hear would it take for you to resign?
I think 3.
3?
Yeah, because like 1, it's like, okay, like calm down. 2 could be like, their friend told them about it. But like 3, that's when a pattern starts to emerge. Yeah. And if they're like consistent, like stories, yeah.
I think it depends how white the people are, to me, as
fair.
well.
Yeah.
Like, if they're all like very white, look like they were really on the devil's lettuce, that makes me like less believable.
That's the other part I was gonna say. Like, how many drugs have they taken? Because
correct.
Not much else to do in Salt Lake. That's all I'm saying.
Correct, but if you have like a Latino mom saying they saw something, I would.
Then you get a little more concerned.
First encounter.
Yeah.
Day 1, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the devil right there. I'm immediately leaving. I know where this is going. I'm not going to take any chances.
I've seen enough.
I've seen enough. I've heard enough. That's enough for me.
And this is a real monster. This isn't a Beast of Busco situation. This is an actual monster.
Well, like when you were like, "Wow, that's a steep hill." Like if something was 75 feet chasing
I'm
you
getting up that hill. Yeah. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm gone.
Adrenaline takes you so far. Like
now,
you're gonna get up there real quick.
Now, if it was a small, like snapping turtle-sized monster, then I'm not climbing a mountain. But for a 75-foot, half alligator, half horse, I'm getting up that mountain.
Yeah, you're trekking. Getting up there real quick. All right, let's go into the appearance of this creature.
Right.
So we
viewer discretion is advised. The images you see here may be shocking and disturbing to some of you.
I knew you.
Okay, so here's what makes me mad about this drawing. When they said half alligator, half horse, in what world, Kimmy, is the body the alligator and not the head? Like, an alligator is far scarier than an alligator with a horse head. Now, an alligator with a horse body, that's terrifying because that means they're fast as fuck. But come on, like what's a horse head gonna do? Bite me? Like no. No, I'm gonna lick some salts. Like what's it gonna do?
Well, that makes sense because it's the North Shore.
It's still dumb. It doesn't make it
saltwater.
not dumb.
It's the saltwater monster. You just made it make more sense.
No, it doesn't. Okay. I changed my answer. If I saw that, I'm not running up a mountain. I'm laughing at it.
If
I'm
you saw
pointing
that-
at it and mocking it.
If you saw 75 feet of that, you would not run away from that.
No.
You would.
If it was the other way around, absolutely. What's a horse head gonna do? Neigh at me? No. I'm gonna be fine.
Come to Utah, Ryan. We'll go North Shore monster hunting.
I'll punch the North Shore monster right on the snout, let me tell you.
It's like a shark. It's the same tactic.
All respect, right? Just immediately gone.
All right. For all of our audio listeners that are not watching what is unfolding, appearance-wise, the North Shore monster is like a very creative sea creature monster.
Mm-hmm. Creative is a word for it, yeah.
It's in the way you don't expect. The body of the creature is about 50 to 75 feet long, and it's either that of a giant alligator or dolphin, because it's a water creature, because a horse body wouldn't make sense.
Horses can swim.
Right. It's a long, slender body with a long tail and can be described to have like 2 front fins for the arms or back fins. So kind of think of like the Loch Ness monster body in a way. And then next is the head, which, as Ryan has so expressed, it isn't.
It's a horse head. Like we don't need to make it sound more dramatic than it is. It's just a horse head.
It's just a horse head. I just didn't think you'd be so passionate about this.
I am passionate about it.
Right off the bat. So some pictures describe it to have more floppy ears instead of horse pointed ears.
That changes nothing.
And more of a gloss over eye look.
There's a reason it goes missing for a century. It's embarrassed.
Out of the water, gets laughed at.
I am the North Shore monster, and the camera's like, bro, it's like, calm down, hero. What are you doing? You'd be a lot scarier if you were a 75-foot alligator, but instead your evolution really picked wrong. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think it's like it has a brother that's like the opposite of him?
The opposite would be terrifying.
And that's why he's like so self-conscious.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a reverse mermaid situation out there that knows they got the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
and
that's
they just kind of hide forever.
Probably. He's like the less cool brother of Nessie. He ended up in fucking Utah instead of Loch Ness. You really got the short end of the stick there, bud.
That's a very fair point. Not only do you have all the bad genes, you get sent to Utah.
You're in Utah, like come on.
To be in the Great Salt Lake, which doesn't smell that awesome anyway, too. It's just not a good time.
Yeah.
Man. Now I just feel bad for him.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Makes sense. Personality-wise, the North Shore monster seems like an absolute menace that gets a kick out of chasing people. But the more we talk about it, I just think the dude got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, but instead of like being cool about it, he just turned into like a bully.
Yeah, that's fair. He's like the dude that like was never told how to talk about his emotions in the 90s.
He could have been a chill guy. He could have. He chose not to.
And he just needs to go to therapy for a minute, you know, and then he'll be fine. Like, therapy's fine. He'll be chill.
Go talk to Bigfoot. Figure out how to just disappear.
He's a menace. He hasn't been reported violently attacking anyone, but that doesn't change the fact he bullies people. And he doesn't sound friendly. But again, it could be because the universe just doesn't seem to like him, is what we've realized. which is pretty sad, but pretty great. Um, One other thing about the North Shore monster, if having all of this against him wasn't enough, is this man is going also through a bit of an identity crisis. And no, it's not just because he is half alligator, half horse. It is because it isn't the only cryptid lurking in the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah, there's a much better one.
Yeah, there actually is. So, the Great Salt Lake is an absolute mystery and is known to be home to another famous Utah cryptid by the name of Old Briney, the Great Shrimp. The
Now
problem with
that's
this,
a name.
yeah, Old Briney is like the man
Mm-hmm.
of the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So the problem with this is some reports have referred to this creature, the shrimp, as the North Shore
No.
monster as well.
No. Hell no. Not the same.
But they are not the same.
No.
They're two completely different creatures.
We may not be experts, but we know the difference between Old Briney and this. Put some respect in my man's name.
So this is why we're doing 3 creatures for this episode, because these ones, people get them confused a lot. Their reports tend to be intertwined, and they're not. We're here to clarify. We're here to make it very clear. Don't disrespect Old Briney. North Shore Monster's going through a lot. Let him figure that out on his own. And this is great because it lets us segue into talking about the great brine shrimp. So let's dive in. Get it? Because we're talking about
Could
water.
you do me a favor and hit the cricket button for me?
Yeah, I deserve that.
Yeah. I'm gonna let that one stew.
Yeah, I deserve that. It was worth it though. So what are the origins of the monster of the Great Salt Lake? Well, unfortunately, we don't have any information about Old Briney either. But what we do got is science. Many believe that he has been around since the Ice Age due to the similar appearance to the. I tried to research this and I had a hard time pronouncing it, so just bear with me. To the Peliflora of Anomalocaris fossil found throughout the Salt Lake basins over the centuries. That and its original home being ancient Lake Bonneville before it dried to what we now know today as the Great Salt Lake.
Oh.
So I have a picture on our YouTube for all of our audio listeners. We had the ancient Great Lake Bonneville, huge body of water, over time dried up. So pretty much what's happening is Utah is a landlocked state. So all the water just keeps drying up. And when the snow melts from the mountains, that's where we get our water source. So now we have the Great Salt Lake, which is a much smaller version of that. So any like ancient water creatures we have are believed to have just gotten trapped in there. So the big belief is over time we will find out if there is actually a creature in the Great Salt Lake, because it may just dry up.
Yeah, I mean, turns out a lake filled with salt water, not exactly supposed to be in the middle of land.
Yeah, like a desert state. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Yeah. And sadly, I couldn't find any written reports about the giant shrimp. Everything that did come up was actually, sadly, the North Shore monster, and it was just mislabeled. I know. And the few sightings of this creature I was able to track down were just when I went to art shows, and it was local Utah people being like, hey, have you heard about the giant shrimp in the Utah lake? And I would ask them about more, and they would be like, I don't have any encounters with it, but like someone told me about it at one point. So it's just like everyone's heard about it growing up, but there's no like actual sightings of the creature, sadly.
Yeah.
But everyone wants him to be real. So I think that's
fair.
what we're all holding on to. Because it's that or the North Shore monster. So
yeah, literally no one wants that.
So appearance-wise, Old Briney looks like a large, giant shrimp. So instead of being an inch big, it is horrifically large and varies anywhere from 4 to 9 feet long, and is believed to have grown this large due to a special type of algae. Um, it's possible that it is a radioactive algae
Oh,
that is in the Great Salt Lake. I don't
is
think
that a
you've been
real
to the
thing?
Great Salt Lake. It may be. Ryan, the Great Salt Lake looks pretty. It smells like the
Yeah,
worst thing
yeah.
ever.
I've been to Ogden,
Oh,
which is
yeah, so
close
you
enough
know.
to smell it.
Yeah, it's the worst. I don't know why we were allowed to swim in there as children.
That's crazy. I didn't think people swam in Salt Lake.
Oh no, we go swimming and boating in there.
That's insane.
Yeah, wild. I still don't
Maybe
know
the
how I
real
didn't
Old
catch
Briney
anything.
is the people who swam in the water.
Yeah, so there's stuff in there, my man. So anyway, appearance wise, imagine a giant shrimp,
Hmm.
but the skin is a translucent pink color. So a red or pink exoskeleton shows through, and the head of the creature has massive tentacle-like appendages from its face and beady little eyes. The appearance of the creature is also very similar to an Anomalocaris fossil that has been discovered throughout the Salt Lake Basin. Personality wise, we don't know much about him, but they seem to be just doing their own thing
Yeah.
and is just living its best life in the deepest parts of the Great Salt Lake. And honestly, the idea of a giant ancient shrimp isn't too far fetched either. So, the Great Salt Lake is actually full of minuscule brine shrimp. So, this is what feeds thousands of migrating birds that come through the area each year and gives the salt flats its awful pungent smell. So these shrimpies have been lurking in the water since the Ice Age in the ancient Lake Bonneville and now continue to swim around in the Great Salt Lake. So that's why the water smells absolutely terrible, is the shrimp. But it gives hope for old Brimey being there with us, which brings me a great sense of joy.
He is. I have video proof.
This is the one cryptid you'll believe in.
Hmm.
This is the one.
This one's the most realistic, hands down.
Honestly, this is one of the few we have done in our years of doing this that actually has scientific proof, which
Yeah.
is crazy
Wow.
to me.
And the one episode where there's no science or the church. Interesting. Interesting.
And that's how it works. You can't have it all, Ryan. You
Mm.
can't have it all. Well, on that note, we're gonna go. We're gonna go search for Old Briney, and while we do that, we are gonna have a quick commercial break. So cue those. What's that sound effect? What do we do? All right. Well, welcome back, campers. We hope you enjoyed that little break. We hope you found the cryptid you wanted to in the Great Salt Lake. We know we did.
Yeah, I caught him. He's right here.
So we are now going to talk. We are now going to talk about the third and final cryptid of this special, and that is the Utah werewolf.
I know this
oh,
one
Ryan.
really got you excited.
Oh, Ryan, oh, Ryan, oh, Ryan, oh, Ryan. You are not ready for what I'm about to show you.
I'm worried.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Oh, what are the origins of the Utah werewolf? Well, we just don't know. And that's simply because we don't have enough information. This legend is a bit of a weird one because the Utah werewolf isn't one specific creature, but is a term used by locals to explain a collection of local legends and reported sightings of mysterious large werewolf like creatures found throughout the Utah wilderness. Whenever a creature has a possible werewolf like appearance due to its unusual behavior and size, it will get filtered under Utah werewolf. Consequently, this has resulted in a collection of misidentified animals and cryptids being labeled as Utah werewolf over time. Okay? So, the most popular misidentification of this creature is actually a skinwalker
Ooh,
in Navajo folklore. I hate saying it. The legend of this evil shape-shifting person is considered a taboo topic and is hardly ever discussed with outsiders. This is because they are known to be very dangerous and are so powerful that just speaking their name can put a target on one's back.
I didn't say
Which is
it, you did, so.
I have blessed my home before this episode. I I grew up in Arizona. I have met many people that have taught me how to protect myself. I have my ways. um, they're very dangerous and so powerful. Just speaking their names can put a target on your back. Since talking about them is a big no-no, especially if you are an outsider like us. Um, did you notice? I'm sorry, quick tangent. Did you notice like everything started freaking out as soon as I said that?
No.
Our like webcam and everything has started like
No.
with like freaking out for a second.
Not mine. Not on my end, so.
Great. That makes me feel
Yeah.
wonderful.
Hey.
Lord. Okay. Well, I know I'm gonna have to do something else after this. That's great. Cool. Great. Um, so especially if you're an outsider, it's impossible to find any information about these creatures and sightings unless you personally know someone or have seen it firsthand. And even then, many traditional Navajos just don't want you talking about them, which is fair. Completely fair. So we're not going to talk about it. Simple. That's it. Stop messaging me to talk about it. I don't care if I grew up. I don't care if I dated people that know about it. I don't give a fuck. Stop messaging. Stop asking about it. I'm done. If
Yeah,
I
we
get
do get
another
a lot of
email,
requests for them, and it's like, no,
I'm so tired.
wrong show.
This is my PSA. Stop asking me to talk about these creatures. I am very tired. We will talk about Skinwalker Ranch at one point because that is a little different, and we will get into like the alien lore and location and paranormal stuff about it. That's a little different thing, but we are not getting to Navajo folklore. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care if you're like Kimmy, you know people. Blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. Stop it. Stop asking me. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired of it. Anyway,
I wonder who
sorry.
runs our socials. I can't tell.
I'm so mad. Anyway, that's my little rage. That's been 3 years of buildup just inside. It's fine. Anyway, another theory is that the Utah werewolf is just a misidentified dogman cryptid.
Mm.
But again, there is just isn't enough information. All reported sightings come from a collection of online hunting threads where people either describe an eerie howling sound that does not sound like a wolf or coyote, but something more malicious. And there are few photos, and they just seem to be like blurry wolves in the distance.
What?
And
You're
Ryan,
telling
the
me that all the photos of this cryptid are blurry? Whew. Whew. Man, that's crazy.
oh Ryan, oh Ryan, you don't even know. You don't even know what I'm going to bestow upon you. You're not even ready for it. So I'm building this up.
Okay.
I'm building it up so beautifully. So today, all we do know is that there is a small handful of werewolf sightings reported throughout the Rocky Mountains during the early 20th century. But other than that, we don't know anything else. The current werewolf hotspot in Utah is a train yard east of Provo University Avenue and south of 600 South, where there was a sighting in 2009, 2011, and 2014.
Hmm.
Though it seems to have calmed down, the werewolf sightings there seem to be quite popular amongst local teams and hunters. That could be because there's really nothing else to do. Having lived
True.
in Provo.
Yeah.
Um, but do what you wish. We are not responsible for
So,
you guys. Make your own choices. You're adults. But
the werewolf is probably just like a granola Utah person who hasn't showered in 6 months, like hanging out in the rail yard.
it's actually what's his name? James from Twilight.
Yeah.
Is the Utah werewolf actually is just lurking there. Oh man. So if there is hardly any information about this creature or any sightings, and it's a taboo topic that gets me very frustrated when people constantly email about it, then Ryan, why do I even bring it up?
No idea.
Well, Ryan, It's because I'm about to show you what the Utah werewolf looks like.
Oh no.
And when I say I have never laughed so hard at a cryptid before, I have never laughed so hard at a cryptid. I was in tears. I I need everyone. I need our audio listeners. If you're driving, just pull over. Take a minute. Your boss will understand. When you go to work, you show them this photo.
Yeah.
They will get it. They will understand. Okay? This werewolf is the butt of all jokes. Okay? Now everyone, that you're pulled over, you're safe. You're on the safe side of the road. You're all ready for this. Close your eyes. I want you all to close your eyes. I want you to picture a stereotypical werewolf. We got big. We got a burly monster. A little blurry, right? We got the
And blurry,
birds.
yeah. Never seen a clear one.
We got scary. We got howls under a full moon. Now I want you to take this creature, and I want you to take the head of the monster, and instead, I want you to take that head, and I want you to picture a deer's ass. Please go to this next slide, Ryan. And I present you the Utah werewolf. The ass of the deer, where the tail connects, is the tiny mouth, much resembling a rabbit's, is the werewolf's mouth, and each cheek presents large, bulbous eyeballs.
To be fair, that is terrifying. Like, imagine that running at you. Hell no.
And this is the Utah werewolf. And I love everything about it. And it is my favorite thing ever. I was in tears, Ryan. I was sick. I was so sick. I had that flu thing that was going around Christmas where I was like out for 2 weeks, and then the 3 weeks after that,
The
which is
Hat
why we
Man
didn't
showed
do.
you a picture of the werewolf. And
Yeah, no, I was crying. I was so sick I couldn't breathe, and I saw this, and I was out. I was
cleared you
out
right
for a
out,
while.
right?
I did a call in for our lovely friends at Strange Talk Radio, Creature and Alex, and we talked about this for like 40 minutes, and we just laughed and cried, and it was the most glorious thing ever. And I love everything about this. People ask why does this wolf look the way it does? Some say it has this ass-like appearance due to the result of wolf inbreeding.
Yeah.
um, and that's it. Personality-wise, this creature isn't dangerous as long as you leave it alone. And some have described him to be a bit of a gentleman.
Oh.
And if you were
Who has described him as a bit of a gentleman?
just word on the street,
Okay.
Ryan, just
I mean,
word.
just walked around and polled her neighbors about the Utah werewolf.
Yeah, just word on the street
Like,
is
yeah,
that he's
you're talking about Greg down on 600 South? Yeah, I've met him. He's a cool guy, a bit of a gentleman.
a bit of a gentleman. He's a bit of a smashing gentleman, is what it is. And so y'all, you really should take a look at this. We'll post on our blog, we'll post it on our Instagram and Discord, but I love this. This is one of my favorite things ever. If you're looking at this, this nightmare of a taxidermy creature, which is what it is. It's kind of like a gag gift that they will do in Utah because hunting is a huge thing here. They'll take the deer's butt and they will sell it as the Utah werewolf. It's normally anywhere from $600 to $1,200. I don't know what it is with inflation and tariffs right now.
Well, good news. It's a local. It's fine.
Yeah. Well.
So question. We all know
Yes.
how much into wolfmen you are.
Oh yeah.
Would?
You know what? If he's a gentleman, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Why not?
Okay.
You only live
You
once.
heard it here first, folks. Interesting.
You know,
Your alignment chart will decide
would.
how true you are to
Would.
that. All right.
Why not? You know,
Yeah,
it's just
fair enough. Could be
What do you have
interesting.
to
Could be
lose?
interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yep.
saying.
I'm hearing you out. It's fine.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of this thing on TikTok in the book talk community that says we listen and we don't judge, and that's what I'm doing right now.
This is a we listen and don't judge moment. Thank you, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at this, Ryan, and you think this taxidermy nightmare would be a wonderful team mascot,
Yeah, I
can I
was
tell you?
thinking that. I was thinking it would be easy to draw.
Well, guess what? Someone has already done both.
Nice.
Apparently, there is a small Utah Werewolf hockey club team
Hell yeah.
established in 2019. I did digging on their social. They haven't posted much in the last 2 years. I'm gonna say bring it back.
Yeah, they don't win very much.
Let's root for the underdog.
Yeah.
Or underwolf.
Underwolf,
You know,
yeah.
well, quite literally
Mm-hmm.
in this scenario. Because cryptid mascots would make someone like me, watch sports games. You know, because
That's
I
fair.
don't.
Yeah. Beautiful. Shall we go to modern takes?
Yeah. Let's go to modern takes.
All right.
Listen, here, as you being the sports person you are,
Yeah, my shirt says sports.
with the Super Bowl drama that is unfolding,
Mm-hmm.
would you be more inclined to watch the Super Bowl right now if one of those team mascots were the Utah Werewolf cryptid?
Kimmy, I would rather sit in the Great Salt Lake and just take deep, deep breaths through my nose than watch this Super Bowl.
Okay. I
I would
figured.
rather let the Utah Werewolf hit it raw than watch this week's Super Bowl.
It's great. 'Cause
I'd
it's gonna
rather
come
there be a cryptid that instead of being cool and having a crocodile head has a crocodile body and a horse head exist than watch this week's Super Bowl. But this isn't a sports podcast, so we
Okay, let's go to modern takes. Wrong question. I see that now. That was my mistake.
that's
That was my
okay
bad.
because I have really good news, and that is
Great
we
news.
have modern takes this week. The first one I'm just gonna very briefly mention. There is a movie, kind of, sort of like about the Utah wolf, but it's a werewolf movie that just happens to take place in Utah. But it's called The Wolf of Snow Hollow. It actually has really good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, so take that how you will. But yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like, just a good old fashioned werewolf in Utah movie. But the modern take I really want to talk about is the Great Brine Shrimp short film that Kimmy dug up for me on YouTube. And when I tell you it's the greatest creature film I've ever seen, I'm not exaggerating. In this movie, a giant shrimp, but it looks just like a normal shrimp, comes crawling out of the sea and just wreaks absolute havoc. First on a circus and then a town. There's a random scene where I think they're at a strip club. It may have been the circus still. I don't know. There's not. It's a very confusing movie, but he starts just destroying the town. But then he gets to I believe it's the Mormon temple. I don't know which temple it is, but it's really funny because they clearly just sat there and filmed people walking around the temple and then put a claymation thing over top of it later because none of the people are reacting to what's going on, but they added sounds like people should know what's going on. And then he climbs the temple like Godzilla, and when he gets up to the thing with the horn on the top of all the temples, just a giant fucking seagull comes and eats him. and Um, I mean, I know I just like spoiled the movie, but go watch it. It's crazy. Um,
We'll post it in our Discord.
yeah, it it's only like 20 minutes long. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want
So
to.
the shrimp the whole time was claymation?
I believe it's claymation. I don't know what
Okay.
else it could be. It's a very old film.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm so emotionally ready
yeah. But my
for it.
favorite part is just that they clearly just got random stock footage of people and put the giant shrimp over top of it. But yeah, then at one point he's like walking around with the statue of Joseph Smith, I believe, like flailing around. But yeah, but good news, the seagull saved him. And it may or may not be like a Utah, like a LDS propaganda film. I don't really know. I don't know what the metaphors are, but it's very possible that it is.
I'll
um,
watch it. I'll
yeah,
watch it. I didn't watch it. That's why I gave it to you to watch.
yeah.
So you
You
could tell
missed out.
me.
Let me tell you, you should watch it.
I'm now
He
gonna
sees
go
the
watch it.
seagull and he has like all these like antennas on his head and he goes like covers his mouth. It's so dumb.
Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with memes for this episode.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so great.
Yeah, Godzilla ain't got nothing on this guy. And it's not necessarily like the 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 Utah great brine shrimp or briny, it's just a brine shrimp. But it's close enough.
Yeah.
And he's real to me.
That's the next shirt we need is the great brine shrimp. He's real to me.
Yeah.
God damn.
That'd go hard at your Utah art shows.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the
Mhm.
next one. Just you wait. TM. Got TM everything.
Yeah. But yeah, this
Apparently.
has been Modern Takes with Ryan. We finally have a cryptid that had something. So
Just took 3 years.
yeah,
Oh man, that's pretty great. Oh jeez. Well, I'm excited to watch it. I'll put it in the Discord for
yeah, yeah,
our whole
definitely.
squad. So check it out. I'm so excited. I cuz like I'll just like look up stuff and they'll be like, "Oh, here's a bunch of like films or things associated with it." I'm like, "Oh, I was like I'll have Ryan dig there and see if there's any gold." And apparently you stumbled upon
Yeah, this
absolute
this
treasures.
one's a banger. It doesn't like it starts a little slow for a 20-minute film, but it really comes to life.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
It's worth it is what I heard.
exactly.
Oh man. Well, should we do our Aloreing alignment chart and
Yeah,
then our little takeaways?
sure. All right, let's go to the first one.
All right. Yeah. So our Aloreing alignment chart we'll do at the end of the episode. We'll go through each creature one at a time, and we're committing. We
Mhm.
have our photos next to why we think so. We
Mhm.
can't take it back.
Um, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Um, so I'd like to start on. Well, no, you know what? Go ahead, Kimmy. You can start on this one.
Yeah, so Utah, so the Utah Werewolf,
Hmm.
I did as a little good, mostly chaotic good, because he is a gentleman, a scholar, and a bit of an ass.
Okay.
Self-explanatory. I think everything that is said will be said. Just because I would try it once.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not. I'm
Hmm.
not furry as much as
Hmm.
Ryan wants to convince
Well,
everyone that I am.
if the jury could please hear me out on this one, I put mine as lawful good with a little asterisk that Kimmy is lying, and this is where she wanted to put it because I was gonna put it as chaotic neutral, which is kind of close to where she put it. And as we know, Kimmy always puts things she finds hot in lawful good. And if you rewind this episode, probably 10, 15 minutes, she said, yeah, would.
I said
Well, I'm just order in the court. And that is all. Our
Whose show is
spots
this?
clearly were switched.
Hmm.
And there's some collusion going on.
Hmm.
Am I wrong? No further questions, Your Honor.
It's the people that love you that betray you. Is what it is. It's the people you trust the most that stab you in the back, you know? It's what it is. Don't
Hey,
let people too close, you guys.
hey. I'm just using the evidence as was laid out in front of me. Should we go to the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to the next slide, Ryan. Go to the next one.
This one I'd like to also state, if I'd have seen the photo before, I would have changed this immediately.
Yeah. That's the point of this. This is a first impression, what we think. And then our discussion of it is supposed to be changed. That's the whole point.
Okay, well, you changed my mind with your slides, let me tell you.
Yeah, because originally we were all about chaotic. Ryan was neutral chaotic, and I was a little bit more towards evil.
Yeah.
And I was a little more towards evil because apparently loves a good hunt.
Yeah.
And always chooses violence.
Yeah. I didn't see the violence part. I just thought, like you had said, it has Chihuahua energy. And I agreed with that, so I just put it chaotic neutral. But I'd like to change my stance to just a law or evil.
Yeah.
Because nothing lawful, good, or chaotic about a horse head on an alligator body. That's just evil.
I don't know where I would put someone I just feel sorry for. I don't know where that goes.
You can feel sorry for him. It doesn't change the fact that it is what it is.
Okay.
You could have chosen to not be a dick.
Okay. Thank you for bringing me back. Thank you for letting the empath not overshadow the decision.
Honestly, earlier on, I was shit-talking the Beast of Busco because I was like, now this is a monster. I changed my mind. The Beast of Busco is way scarier than whatever the hell this is.
Yeah. At least, the Beast of Busco.
At least the Beast of Busco can bite you. Snapping turtles got some jaws. I know horses could bite too. I know I'm gonna get the horse people in our comment section be like, actually, horses have very strong bites. I've been bit by a horse. It doesn't feel great, but it's not a crocodile. Let's not try and kid ourselves. All right.
Yeah, the hobby horsers are going to come out. Wait. Just you wait, Ryan.
That's my favorite thing in the world.
I know it is because you send them to
hobby
me
horsing. It's
all
so
the time.
Funny. If we have any hobby horsers in our audience, please hit me up. I have some questions.
Ryan loves it so much, you guys.
Yeah, I just have some questions that I would like answered. Anyway, on to the third one. Our handsome little man.
Our old Briney.
Yeah.
The great brine shrimp.
Yeah. I put him just pure neutral because if it was just what I knew before, I would have done lawful good, but after seeing that short film, it brought me over a little bit. So, but he's still just a chill little guy who clearly was just having a bad day in the short film. So I just put him pure neutral.
Yeah. There's not a thought behind those eyes, you know?
No.
The way God
every once
intended.
in a while, maybe violence, but
in this state, the way God intended.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised, honestly. I'm surprised that I can strongly say he came out as our state favorite.
Oh, hands down.
I thought it was going to be the Utah Werewolf. I dead ass did. No, it was Old Briney.
The Utah Werewolf's funny, but like Old Briney, he's just a little guy, big guy actually, but
little big guy.
Yeah, big guys can be little guys.
Oh, he's perfection.
Yeah.
Pure perfection. I think if I could pitch anything to the state of Utah is I would like a statue of this somewhere in Salt Lake. No big deal, but we
Yeah.
should get funding for that.
I agree.
As a taxpayer, I would love to see my dollars go to that. Um, no big deal. Anyway, let's do our takeaways, not tackaways, takeaways.
All right.
um, should we do one for each creature, or do we want to do one for the
Ooh,
state as a
I think we
whole?
just do one big one.
Okay.
Would you like to go ahead? If not, I got one.
I don't got one.
Okay.
I think you should go.
There are dumber cryptids than the Beast of Busco, and the only place that could possibly have come up with it is the great state of Utah.
Ryan, Ryan, that's awful. That's terrible. That's a terrible takeaway.
That's what I took away.
That's a terrible takeaway.
You have taken the sanctity of the North Shore monster and just slammed it into the ground.
I was gonna say
do better, Utah. That's my takeaway.
The great we could be like the Great Salt Lake is where the B grade cryptids go. Could be a good one. But then Old Briney is there.
Old Briney is sick. I love Old Briney. But Old Briney was around before Utah was Utah. Old Briney was there in the Ice Age, apparently. So, like, he's fine. The North Shore monster definitely decided to move to Utah.
No state is going to want us to cover their cryptids if we're just roasting.
Look. I don't make the rules of takeaways. You said, Ryan, what was your takeaway? That's my takeaway. Do better. And also, Brimey, you're cool. And the Utah Werewolf, pretty cool. A little weird, a little questionable, but yeah.
North Shore do better. Yeah. All other cryptids.
I could change it. I could just say if you're an aspiring cryptid, don't give yourself a dumb fucking head. Like, choose something scary if you're gonna be like, I have the body of an alligator and a horse head. Like, come on, do better, future cryptids of America.
There we go.
Look, the Europeans have some cool folklore. South America has cool folklore. We need to do better. And I'm sure we will when we get to some of the older states. But for right now,
we started in Utah for a reason.
Yeah, because you can only go up from here. Except for Brimey. I don't know how you.
It's my state. We can roast it. It's fine. I've been here so long.
I lived there a while. You know, I'm allowed to have some feelings.
Yeah. We went to college together in Utah. We can have the feelings we have about Utah. It's fine. We love it. We still love it. Oh yeah,
great place.
Old Brimey's great. It's fine. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let us talk about your state cryptids. Don't have this turn you off from us talking.
Yeah, no. If you think your state cryptids are cool, you should have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, if they're not, well, you're going to find out real quick.
Yeah. Look, the people don't come here for us to not say it like it is. This is a podcast, damn it. This is the one thing we're supposed to do.
That's fair. People know exactly what they're signing up with for us. We've never not been true to who we are.
Exactly.
We're very, very proud of
Kimmy wants to bang the werewolf. I think we both think Brimey's cool. I want to punch the horse monster in the face. We have a variety here.
Utah's, this summer is going to be really fun. Yeah, is what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Come check out a possible future event that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. Let's get out. Let's go. Let's leave. Thank you all so much for listening. This has been Aloreing.
You just have the most alluring day, unless you're the North Shore Monster, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye.
And that is all for this episode of Aloreing. Thank you for taking a seat around the campfire and listening. If you want more Aloreing, go check out our website, aloreing.com. That's ALOREING.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Discord. If you have any questions or stories you would like us to discuss, email us at aloreing@gmail.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe. It's the best way to support us. If you want special content not posted anywhere else, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/aloreing and help us keep the fire burning. A special thanks to Lane Hammonds for our music and Chase Gutierrez for our audio effects.